been running a mile just to find my feet, just finding a place where my heart can breathe. And all I know is there ain't no place that I'd rather be. Now it ain't a long way home, a long way home, no.
Got it open now. Yeah, it's been a minute, got none of the vows. Yet another gimmick, yeah, you said hold on, but I didn't feel it. Yeah, you said hold on, but I didn't feel it. Give me a let it up in the dark. Couldn't just play a part. Couldn't just play a part. Give me a closer heart. Let it up in the dark. Couldn't just play a part. Couldn't just play a part. 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 Got it open now. Yeah, it's been a minute, got none of the vows. Yet another gimmick, yeah, you said hold on, but I didn't feel it. Yeah, you said hold on, but I didn't feel it. Give me a closer heart. Let it up in the dark. Couldn't just play a part. Couldn't just play a part. 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 Play a
Now it ain't a long way home, a long way home, no. Stars and moon, can you hear me calling? Just shouting out loud, spinning out in the great unknown. You got me way up high and there ain't no falling. Zero gravity with you here and I won't let go. I've been running a mile just to find my feet, just finding a place where my heart can breathe. And all I know is holding you close, now you're here with me. Now it ain't a long way home, a long way home, no. Now it ain't a long way home, a long way home, no. Lost at sea, ain't no hope of rescue. Floating out here, set adrift on the big wide blue. I don't need no key if I'm right here with you. Now, I don't wanna get found as long as I'm lost with you. I've been running a mile just to find my...
I can't wait to just rib people.
So how do we do this? Are we just watching the stream?
I'm watching, I'm spectating, I'm like following.
Just finding a place where my heart can breathe. And all I know is there ain't no place that I'd rather be. Now it ain't a long way home, a long way home, no. Now it ain't a long way home, a long way home, no.
Yo, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the coverage of the competitive Overwatch subreddit community Pugs. My name is Cyberwaste, and I have two extremely studly gentlemen who will be guiding you through each game, being Silverfire and Yaku. God, that's a fun name to say. How are you doing, gentlemen? Are you ready to?
Thank you, it's a pleasure to be here.
It's
I
wonderful.
must say you are looking and sounding quite studly tonight as well.
Thank you very much.
I'm
It's actually
pleased
been-
that you assume my looks to be studly, but I'm not sure if my looks will match my voice.
Just take the compliment. Please. Come on. It's good
I
for
can
the
accept
ego.
the compliment.
Good.
We
I
got
can accept
some action-packed Overwatch coming your way tonight.
Indeed, and we will have many a team floating in and out, and we'll see many a.
We got a couple of top 500s or GMs. What is Excelsior is GM, correct? Excelsior logo is GM, so we got a couple GMs in this lobby. How is a Masters? Yeah.
I can just read through them right now. I'm looking at them right now. So top
There you
500
go.
will be a London Spitfire logo and Grand. Pardon? Who? That's a.
Lobby, you mean?
It's
We're doing fine.
our competitive r/competitive Overwatch. The streams and casts are always scuffed.
Yes, indeed, but we make do with what we can. We're essentially a whole bunch of MacGyvers. We are making this stream on basically tin cans, bubblegum, and dreams of the future. But we will go into our opening map, which is the Temple of Anubis, and please guide us through the start, middle, and end of this hot as balls map.
You say Cyber Waste, we're heading over to the Egyptian map, Temple of Anubis.
Where is
Their
Anubis?
heroes. Anubis,
That's
an
a
Egyptian god Fun fact. Egyptian mythology. So as the teams assemble their heroes, it looks like the defenders are opting for a Rein Zarya comp. We don't often see on this map. Normally teams will opt for an Orisa and play the high ground. But strategy here. Dick showing his famed Doomfist, which we are on the live patch, so significant nerfs coming his way. We'll see if he can still make it work.
It remains to be seen if Juicy Steak can recover from his days of feeding on Doomfist with the incoming nerf that
he
might
is known
just
for
have
his
happening again.
Feast or Famine playstyle, and Doomfist the Feast or Famine hero, so we'll see if he can pop off or feed the whole family. Three-course meal, as he is known to do sometimes. Attackers coming through, they are playing a dive comp. On the Pharah making the last second switch, he'll have the Mercy Pocket.
Interesting pick to stick with Pharah. Yeah, it's an interesting pick to stay on Pharah, given that Strafeology is probably blue team's strongest player.
Yeah, we've seen Strafe pop up before, as you say, and Widowmaker a hard counter to Juicy Steak on the Pharah, so that'll be an interesting battle to watch. Strafeology landing the shots. And with the help of Halfwit, he'll take down Juicy. Through. Still jockeying for position here. They can't quite get through the door as they keep losing a member early, and going down 5v6, having that man disadvantage as you come through this choke point is just... Somebody's, it looks like Seg on the Sombra. He got on the point, but he will fall. Can't get away with the translocator in time. Halfwit is really doing a lot of work here with the Sombra, landing those orbs, I should say.
The Infrasight comes out from the Strafeology, and that will give them wall hacks essentially across the entire map.
Surf gets the res onto Floofy on the low ground and then pops the ultimate. Juicy Steak comes in with the rocket kill onto Aquamarine on this Junkrat. Another pick comes through, and they're the point here. Sombra, a couple kills come through, and they seem to be getting the kills they need here. Not much they can do. A scattered defense. The first pick came through, and the blue team just kind of scattered a little bit defensively. They couldn't recover from that. So that'll be a taken with 6 minutes remaining as the time bonus comes through.
Yeah, the really nice thing about that previous fight was Trollsmir's Valkyrie, which unlimited ammo, unlimited kind of movement ability, and that really pressured out Strafe, combined with the dive. Floofy, taking out that that Widowmaker really helps open up that space for Juicy Steak on that Pharah.
Absolutely. Another early pick here as Seg goes down. He's been caught out of position a couple times, can't get away with the translocator, so they'll be waiting for him to rejoin the fight. Looks like Strafeology's going to make the switch onto the McCree. We'll see how effective that is. He did catch Seg out early on. Health pack hacked here, the mini, as they try to approach over on the right side. Lessons comes through, he's trying to hose down Juicy Steak in the air. Juicy Steak pops the barrage, but the Transcendence is there to negate that damage. Aquamarine takes him out on the Junkrat, pops the Riptire, and he will kill Troll Smurf just as he gets the res. But Icarus with a huge double kill on the self-destruct. This fight is still in the balance here, not a decisive winner. Graviton Surge comes through as Buzz goes down. Don't think it caught anybody. Caught the Zen and the Widow, but there wasn't enough follow-up to get the kills. And it looks like Red Team, they're on the point strong here. Just about 5 minutes remaining. They're approaching 2 ticks here. Aquamarine on the Torbjorn tick is getting the kills with the rockets. It looks like they're in full stall mode, our blue team. Comes through onto Icarus on the Diva, and Deadeye comes through in the corner. He will knock Icarus out of the mech. Perhaps that's enough for Red Team to mount a stall effort here. The point is ticking up still. Strafeology with another kill onto Floofy. Kills here, and it seems like they will be able to stabilize. A late Transcendence in from Weaver for Prez. Is it going to be enough? Are they getting the kills? It seems like blue team is, they're getting the respawns. A big shatter comes through, drops 2, does Trash Panda. It's going to be the end of the push. 2 CP lulls in chat as blue team stabilize and hold off the red attackers.
This will restore you.
It's a big self-destruct to open up the point, help red team secure 2 ticks. Gonna have Juicy Steak's barrage to try and get another pick or two to open up this point and get that last leg.
While Weaver for Prez's Transcendence in that previous fight was a little uncalled for, it really helped let red team gain the advantage in ult economy as they were able to pop more ults faster than blue team.
Flying through, Strafology gets the headshot onto Juicy Steak. He'll be the first to fall, but Trash Panda will fall in turn. Trash Panda will be back in the fight faster as he does have the respawns. Kills trading back and forth. It seems like this is a really scattered fight. Doesn't seem like the attackers can really get clear shot calls. Self-destruct comes through to get back into the mech. And Icarus will be able to get back in. Transcendence comes through, keeps the tanks alive as they go really low. Floofy, however, is not in the Transcendence and will not get the healing. He will fall.
The blade out from Strafe should be able. Oh, but Juicy Steak picks off Strafology's Dragon Blade.
They're not on the point. An EMP comes through. It looks like it just caught Buzz, who will get popped out of the mech. Aquamarine, though, in turn is taken out by Juicy Steak. A stall Hammond here for Trash Panda as he will fall. Coalescence from Akvod. He's all alone, though. He doesn't have many teammates to keep alive. They're getting the kills, our red team. It seems like a matter of time before they capture the point. Riptire comes through.
Should be it.
Because blue team was corralled into the catacombs over there. They can't get onto the point, and they will the second point.
Yeah, that just seemed like a lesson in patience for red team. All they had to do was just keep throwing bodies at the point and keep staggering out blue team. Blue team really couldn't secure any kills to stabilize in a coordinated fashion.
It did, as you say, it felt rather uncoordinated, like there wasn't clear target calling. It just felt like a battle of mechanical skill, and Juicy Steak was landing the shots and getting the kills on the McCree, so red team did end up winning out there. About 237 in the time bank for them, so not an enormous time bank that they could have had with the 2 ticks that they took right after capturing A, but respectable. Blue team gets ready for their attack here.
Yeah, I was expecting the Juicy Steak Doomfist, but the Juicy Steak Pharah and the Juicy Steak McCree seemed to be the right picks, particularly the McCree against the Genji after Strafology pulled that Dragon Blade. Juicy Steak being able to shut that down with what I presume to be a flashbang and a Phantom Hammer.
Absolutely massive. Juicy Steak remaining calm under pressure, and he makes the big play, allows his team to get the capture. Defenders here showing a Sombra. Metro, rather. The attackers approach this.
Hello there. Greetings, Attackers incoming.
A blue team gets ready to attack here. Apology is going to be the woman to watch on the Widowmaker if she can land those shots. Can really open up this point, and as I say, Juicy Steak falls. He will get rezzed up, more of a style points kill there for Strafology, but it does send a message. This is his bubble, he's got no cooldowns, he's getting the support from Akvod, and he jumps in again. He's really deep here, not much he can do, he will get overwhelmed.
There you are.
And blue team will be forced back with no primary engager, and they're going to try again, they're going to wait for their main tank. More though, he will track down Aquamarine, and that's late kill there, late stagger. Blue team is gonna go for a hard reset here. I think they were caught off guard by the Symmetra. The turrets really did a lot to slow them down and slow up their approach. Oh, here are our blue team. They're gonna try and go in through this left room by the mega health pack. See how they approach it here. Boost comes in onto the Winston. Juicy Steak will fall, but Akvod gets traded out. Blue team, or they're missing one healer. A big Earth Shatter comes through. They're getting the kills, our red team. On his feet, he was the first to fall, so the red team at full strength. A big Earth Shatter from Floofy really set up red team to capitalize and get the kills there. Nicely done from him. And blue team are rebuffed yet again.
Probably the most important thing for red team is that they only had to use the Symmetra Barrier and the Earth Shatter, preserving both Valkyrie and Transcendence coming into this fight, especially as Dragon Blade is about to come online. really good ult discipline and maintenance of ult economy from Red Team.
It's going to be tough to crack this defense from Blue Team. Trash Panda comes in, he uses the Primal Rage, he's creating space for his team to walk through the door. He is getting taken pretty low though. He gets the support, the Brig Armor from his teammate. They're taking space, our Blue Team, but they're not getting much kills yet, and Trash Panda will be the first to fall. That's pretty big. Self-destruct comes through and it does take down Buzz. Transcendence to follow up to make sure his team is nice and healthy. Maybe a bit of or just a little late on the trigger. But Red Team, they're gonna stand strong here again. Is holding on to that Dragon Blade. Perhaps they're gonna wait for the Nano Boost so they can get that big team wipe potential. And now that there's no Transcendence to fight through, it's gonna be interesting. We'll see how Blue Team approaches this. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining for them. They're gonna match the time bank of Red Team. They need to get onto this A point in hasty fashion.
Yeah, let's see if Juicy Steak can pull out his shutdown of a Dragon Blade, this time on the McCree versus this time Aquamarine. Genji.
Juicy Steak pops that ultimate. He finds Aquamarine with the Deadeye and follows up onto Trash Panda. 2 down for Blue Team. And Halfwit did use that rally and not much value gained from it. It seems like Blue Team are really just having trouble getting in through the door here. Red Team doing a great job of controlling space, kiting back when they need to. Blue Team, they don't have any answers for this so far.
And this should be a
with a late
brutal
stagger.
Brutal stagger coming out from Red Team onto Blue Team. You really should not be getting caught out like that. Once they lose a couple members, they should back out immediately, but a couple of them kind of stuck around, unfortunately for them.
An early pick here onto Seg. Dragon Strike to follow, denying the res. Nano Blade comes in, Aquamarine gets the kills. His whole team is dying meanwhile, his backline is getting destroyed by Floofy. Aquamarine will find Juicy Steak, but not a lot of value out of the Nano Blade combination there. And it seems like Aquamarine is he's one man against the world. He will get taken down by Troll Smurf on the Mercy here. And 10 seconds remaining. Desperation here for Blue Team.
They should be able to touch the point.
They should be able to, as you say, and they will trigger overtime. But it's just desperation at this point. There's not much they can do. They're just the self-destruct will come onto the point here just to zone them all back. Red Team performance. Straightology with a late kill here on the Tracer, but it's just stat padding at this point. Red Team with a dominant performance. Full point, first point, full hold. Well done by Red Team. And you gotta hand it to Floofy on the Reinhardt here. He did a great job of controlling space. Garrett shatters. An excellent job here as he will get the play of the game.
This is one of the oldest tricks in the book. You gotta check your corners.
Huge 4-man shatter.
That's a huge 4-man shatter comes down. This is while Aquamarine using that Dragon Blade.
Yeah, as you say, the Red Team, a dominating performance.
And Captain Price's one of Captain Price's oldest lessons in check your corners. That's a definite one thing to take away from there. And well, I guess the tagline for that entire movie there would be: if you're not red, you're better off dead. An absolutely dominant performance from bell to bell there. And with all that said and done, we're going to have a couple of people traded out. And now we wait and see.
I hate to interrupt, but come into Cyber. Cyber,
welcome
mate.
back.
Hi.
Heading over to Watchpoint Gibraltar here as we just watched Red Team absolutely dominate Blue Team on Temple of Anubis. Bringing you the call today, we have Avarice and Cyber Waste.
G'day. We are your two Aussie casters from the land down under.
Indeed. I'm very Australian and very proud to be here orating a game here at Watchpoint Gibraltar with Avo as the right hand, or my co-caster as it were. And the red side of the ledger are looking to keep going.
Yeah, I've just been told by our producers that I'm not allowed to do any Australian chants, so...
No. You've been snubbed. You've been snubbed. You poor thing.
I've been snubbed.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Well, we're going to be free and easy regardless, and the red side have drawn the sword straw and are looking to attack first. Wait and see how all the compositions shake out. We do have an Ash on the field on the back of Troll Smurf, and I'm looking forward to seeing how
there we go.
he becomes part of it.
5, 4, 3.
Alright, should be good. My Discord was just lagging for a bit there.
Attackers incoming.
Alright, so let's look at this compositions. The red team is running out with double projectile with some Diva, with a Mercy as the flex healer.
The Diva of Buzz engaged on early on. Looking too good, and Floopy has been absolutely erased. Trash Panda has eviscerated him, and Resurrection has been pulled out by Seg. But not so much avail before going down to Papa and Co. Riding the lightning. Icarus has been rid of the Papa. That is the end of that.
Unfortunately.
And the blue side has got the payload to stop right in the middle of the ditch, and that could be a really rough time very early on.
Oh yes, very early on. Now I see the red team is just absolutely eviscerating the blue team. It's only picked
Him extremely hard.
the Ash goes down.
The experiment did not last long. A huge fight in the payload. You give it to the slight edge of the red side. There goes the Riptide from Aquamarine and has sent Seg to the grave. So that is a huge frag early on in the fight. And well, you could basically call it done and dusted. Once you lose the Arda, it could be extremely difficult. Weaver is trying to bounce the scales again by getting a healer of his own, but Papa will bring back 3 edges. Well, the feet's all red now, and as we call this a wash, and all Blue's trying to do is just stall for time.
As you can see there, Floofy tried to use the Genji Blade to get some value, unfortunately immediately countered by the sound barrier. Good awareness by red team, and red team didn't actually use that many ults, whilst the blue team was quite a few. I know Bob went out, the Dragon Blade went out, and Troll Smurf has switched over to Farah to try and counter this double projectile setup.
It would have been wise because the Bob had already gone out. Bob did stuff, and sadly it was not much stuff to really quell the tide. So.
And I just stole some people.
So there is.
All right, Cyber, it's you and me. As we look at this second point, comes through with the Riptide, takes down Rydjets. Kills trading back and forth here. Weaver for Prez is flailing away with that Primal Rage. Another kill, he's up on the high ground lobbing grenades with reckless abandon. He drops down, but promptly fell himself away. It's a bit of a brawl here, a disorganized fight. Icarus gets popped out of the mech and will get killed. Rally comes through here for Rydjets. They're gonna be tough to. It's gonna be tough to crack through that armor as blue team gets a kill on the Winston. Ultimate's flying rough right in center. It's a huge double kill for Buzz on the self-destruct. Flies through a sound barrier. He's not gonna find much joy with that ultimate there, as it's still a bit of a brawl. No decisive winner here.
No, it's very scrappy on both ends, and Rydjet's been sat on top of that self-destruct to try and protect the team, and it was not so much avail. The blue team is standing strong for now, but Icarus did try to get them to fly too close to the sun, and Buzz did get ejected because of it. Floofy deflected the...
Floofy with the deflection onto the Dragon Strike and will kill his Shimada brother enemy there. Don't see that very often. That's a big turn of events there for blue team. They're really standing strong here on second point. Red team just can't seem to get their foot in the door here as the payload has stalled about midway through this stage of the map. On to Floofy here, so that might be an opening for red team. The Riptire will follow through. This can be an opening here for red team. The back line, he wants to find a kill.
That's huge.
That's a valuable kill, as you say, on Jets here, but Aquamarine will give up his life while he's channeling that ultimate. Now suddenly 2 kills for blue team here, as red team, they're scrambling a little bit. Floofy gets a kill onto Trash Panda once again. Polar Mountie is interrupted mid-res. Troll Smurf will kill him. No value out of that crucial ability. And blue team, once again, it looked a little shaky for them. It looked like red team had an opening there. They got 2 early picks, but unable to capitalize on it. Again.
The blue side effectively shut the door right in their face, and Weavers forced Aquamarine to react to the Tesla cannon. So that heavy damage dealer will have to be put to the bench for now, and they will have to wait for the Junkrat to re-enter the fray. Polar Mounties does have the Valkyrie at hand, but there is the Nano Boost on the blue side, and does have the Dragon Blade in hand, so expect to be sold a bunch of Sand Knight, and where it goes.
As you say, Nano Blade comes through for Floofy here, finds one onto Polar Mountie early. Not much gain besides that, but Weaver for Prez will take out Trash Panda, and that's 2 kills for blue team, and red team will get repelled once again. Blue team, they're overextending a little bit here. They're gonna have to kite back. Weaver for Prez, he goes a little too deep. His Ana can't heal him. Go back away. Once again, an opening here. Riptire comes through. If he can find value with this ultimate, could be the opening for red team. He jumps it up onto the high ground. He finds Ryjet yet again. Ryjet's existence, but Troll Smurf pops the tactical visor. There's nobody there to mitigate it. Buzz is just a little bit too late with the defense matrix, and the kills come through. He's getting supported as Troll Smurf. You can hear from the announcer. This is looking pretty dangerous for red team here. If they extend this fight and draw it out with the staggered deaths, they might not even have a chance to touch the point here. So it looks like we'll be the last to fall that team fight.
Now. Could be a very awkward position here, especially with Aquamarine and the value of Junkrat just being diminished at that inside of the time.
Dragon Strike comes through, creates a little space, makes the payload easy to access. 2 kills for each team. It's a 2-for-2 trade. Weaver from Prez, he is just causing absolute mayhem in the backline. He gets a quad kill with the Primal Rage. Floofy with the double kill on the Dragon Blade. That's going to be the entire team of red team going down. Doing a tremendous job there with the Primal Rage. Gets into the backline. He's left completely unchecked, and that is going to be a 2nd-point hold there for...
That's what happens when you leave sides completely unchecked, and Weaver for Perez just basically acted like a head of state and just made the opposition quell before his mighty backhand. So, with all that said and done, with 1/2 in the books, the blue side do have a relatively easy course of victory, but they will have to mirror getting through A, the opening point, and B, preventing the red team from getting dug into one of the most difficult to points to roll through if they are not careful on the attacking side. Now
Waste, what's the win condition here for red team? They got gummed up on 2nd point there. This is a very winnable game for blue team, but it's also winnable for red team if they have a solid 1st point defense. They take some chunks out of the time bank for blue team. How do they win this game? How do they reduce the impact of Weaver for Prez?
Well, I'd say just basically prevent Weaver from even heading a charge, because as you did mention, it's basically paramount for the red side to at least just dig in and prevent any members from passing. And a bit of a curious pick, we see Papanko on the Wrecking Ball. curious to see how
Basically, as you
they get in the-
say, the strategy here is just don't die forehead. This time the
don't die. Live. Living is easier than dying in the grand scheme of things. That miniature turret is basically going to be turned into scrap very early on, and oh dear, big nano nade onto the hamster of Papa Cohen.
Yeah, this is just looking absolutely disastrous.
Everything. Unwedged
For
everything.
Red Team. Seg landed a big Bionade, as you said, onto multiple tank members of Red Team, and they just couldn't get the heals from their backline. They got collapsed on by Blue Team, and that was just an absolutely disastrous overextension there by Red Team. Not really scouting, not seeing the team composition. That's a standard bio grenade thrown by Seg there, and the entire defense just collapses. Fortunately for them, they will be able to contest this point again as the poke battle continues up here on the high ground. Trash Panda will fall. It looks like the pulse bomb was eaten there by the defense matrix, but kills just coming through left, right, and center for Blue Team. They won't even be able to contest, and that's going to be first point taken with over 5 minutes left in the time bank here. This is looking really for Red Team here. They're going to have to pull something out of the hat if they want to.
Indeed, basically the entire sniper lab will have to hold at the shuttle and just prevent the car from getting even close to it, because it could get awkward. Aquamarine will put an arrow right through Troll Smurf's mouth though, so it's one shining light for the Red Team early on.
Big kills, as you say, for Aquamarine here. Ultimate's flying left, right, and center. Weaver for Prez, he's getting into the backline. He got the nano boost earlier. Buzz now has the nano boost, and the Transcendence for Polar Mountie. It's a bit of a brawl here, a scrappy fight as the payload approaches its destination, but Blue Team seems to be coming out on top. Aquamarine pops the Dragon Strike, but it gets eaten by the defense matrix of Icarus. Icarus doing a fantastic job of being disruptive with that defense matrix. Kills coming through for Blue Team. Operation in for Red Team. Aquamarine on the Hammond just to get back into the point quickly. He's playing the spin to win strategy, as we so often see. Trash Panda pops the blade, but gets immediately deleted by Rydjets on the Brigida for Red Team here. Buzz comes through, he'll be the next one to contest. Troll Smurf, hey, up there on the high ground. Not much anybody can do to contest him and the payload. Papa Inako comes in on the Winston. He pops that Primal Rage. He's gonna have a large health pool for Blue Team to fight through, but inspiration here. Nano Tracer comes through just to get the cleanup. The self-destruct on the point to zone members of Red Team back. And contest once again from Aquamarine here on the Hammond. Actually doing a pretty decent job of getting respawns back in here. If they can get some kills, perhaps a chance here for them to stabilize. Not getting the kills though. Red Team is, or excuse me, Blue Team is just cleaning them up.
Yes, indeed. And that
will be a map win for Blue Team. From Red Team. It just seemed like from the very beginning of that round, Red Team was on the back foot. Here, I believe this was the Primal Rage quad kill. An absolutely massive gesture-esque here. He's in the back line just causing mayhem.
Indeed, and well, that Bionade looks good and promising at the start, but well, it doesn't really mean all that much when there's a big angry scientist with a giant backhand running after you, and basically just made that entire attack crumble before it even started. And well, if we're going by pure metrics,
We are going to be heading over to Pug. Concludes Watchpoint Gibraltar, as we're going to be heading over to Pug Lobby. Alright, welcome back everybody. We are traveling to Oasis here as Blue Team has done an excellent job of keeping Red Team in check. They are 2-0 to this point. Joining me is the Troll.
Ready for battle.
Hello. Alright, looks like we have the standard oh wow, blue team's running 4 tank.
Blue Team going for the Slambulance comp.
And red team's just going the traditional 2-2-2.
2-2 as you say, with a Junkrat Sombra duo. We've seen Seg on this Sombra, but he's been caught out multiple times.
I don't know if that's
effective here.
I don't know if that's going to be enough damage though to blow through 4 tanks.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of staying power, our Blue Team. They're going to be tough to crack. With the Junkrat of Aquamarine, though, they might be able to get through it. So we'll see. As Blue Team is on the point first, Red Team rotating around that health pack room.
Ryan's
doing
flanking.
a good job, Blue Team, of staying together. Reinhardt is off on his own. He goes in for the charge,
Oh,
but
no.
they're just team there to turn and face him, as he will fall down eventually. Both Reinhardt's out of the fight here. Blue Team is on.
Oh, we had to leave her trap. Pause.
Somebody seems to have disconnected, so we will be.
Yeah, peace on. I think that was peace on. I thought they were the same person.
For position here, Icarus goes down. That's going to be all the healing, or the vast majority of it.
Junkrat goes down, but he does have the tire.
Or as you say here, but Red Team is they're scrambling a little bit. Okay, and they will get set behind Ryjet's shield here. Early grenade there from Icarus, as he is here and now on the Ana, switching off of the Moira.
And there's the tire.
I mentioned. What can he get with it?
Oh, over the top. On point. He doesn't get
value
anybody.
gained out of that. Sputnik gets taken very low on the Reinhardt, but Red Team not in a position to capitalize on it. There comes a charge from Ryjet's once again flanking on the Reinhardt. He finds Polar Mountie, but he's all by himself here, and he will get collapsed by Blue Team. That Red Team manages to get on the point and flip it, and as we know on this point, it's so hard to take it back. Such a clean team wipe is needed. So this is huge for Red Team as Aquamarine finds another kill onto Akbod. Kills trading back and forth here. Sputnik swinging away with that Reinhardt hammer. He's getting a lot of value. team are getting the kills. It looks like, barring a miracle, they will be able to flip it back. He's got the EMP, but he's low here, and he will hack the health pack and get healed up. Or will he, as Floofy lands the hook and gets the kill. Screaming in, getting as much delay as possible. They will finally flip the point back. 26% accrued for red team here. As blue team, they're strong on the point, and they have a bevy of ultimates to work with.
Blue team has the advantage. They're sitting on 5 ults right now. With Zarya's coming up.
So a trove of ultimates to work with, as you say. Graviton Surge, first one to be popped. It looks like 5 men in the Graviton Surge, but the Reinhardt shield of Riot Jets protects them from the self-destruct. Counter grab comes in, ultimates flying left, right, and center. The EMP interrupts Floofy's whole hog, but Q buttons just continue to get popped. That's a 3-man shadow for Riot Jets. He gets 2 charge kills as he's the recipient of the nano boost. And it looks like he's just swinging away here. Buzz is going to be the last one to die for blue team. Red team will flip the point back.
Wow,
off of the back
push.
Just seemed like red team got more value out of their ultimates. That was a huge Graviton Surge from Papa Inigo, and the timely self-destruct from Buzz, but it just wasn't placed properly enough to get kills out of it. And red team follows through with the nano boost with the Earth Shatter. They get the point. As to re-engage here, Earth Shatter blocked, ultimates flying left, right, and center. Kills trading.
Red team's all out of ults, but blue still has beat.
Beat, as you say, so they are going to be harder to kill, but it seems like blue team is largely zoned out of the fight. Floofy is here by himself here on the Roadhog. He will rejoin his team before red team can collapse on him. Through, it catches many members of blue team, but is red team there to capitalize on it? Doesn't seem like it. As Riot Jets comes charging in once again, he catches Floofy. Graviton Surge combo. Yeah, as you say, that's a big Graviton Surge.
It's just the Sombra left, but they have no idea where she's at.
On the point, she's invisible though, she can't contest. First stages of this map, blue team will get the flip. Red team, they're gonna look for a quick re-engage.
Watch for the tire coming out very soon. There it is.
It comes through.
Up over the top, on point. And got the Rhine.
As you say, it gets the Reinhardt. That's a big value kill, as no big shield for blue team to stand behind and shoot. Earth Shatter comes down, catches, I believe, 2 members of blue team. Kills here. Floofy gets EMP'd out of the whole hog once again and collapsed on. He will die. Red team, they're looking strong here. They're at the point.
Good
They will flip it back. A back and forth affair here, as you say. A back and forth affair. 10% left as we're approaching the final fight. Unico coming back on the Hammond. He wants to get a quick...
They do have the Rhine underneath, but somebody's got to touch. They're going to C9.
Time triggered. Floofy will be the first to fall here on the Winston. There goes the sound barrier. Ultimate's coming in for both sides. Comes a nano boost and a sound barrier. Red team is going to be tough to get through here, as they do have some portals. Here for red team, another rift fire.
And
it looks like blue team, they are just out of options here.
Missed the hammer.
As you say, but Floofy here dancing around on the point, just trying to stall desperately for time. Point going the way of red team. A very back and forth affair here. It felt like Troll. It felt like got more value out of the ultimates was the team that won the fight. So going into the next map, what changes or what does blue team need to do in order to get more value out of their ultimates and come out on top here?
Honestly, I think to counter the Junkrat, I mean, they switch off the Junkrat. I honestly thought the Junkrat was doing pretty well for them because they don't have a Zarya. Well, they do now, but they didn't have a Zarya to eat all the damage and charge her beam. They switch back off. They go to a Bastion.
Red team showing the Bastion as you stay here. That's going to be an interesting choice here. We'll see where they try to get him set up, perhaps on the side high ground here, on the right side high ground as they approach.
Blue has a Pharah now, along with the Zen. I don't know if that's... Well, they're not playing dive anymore. So that should be okay.
Use that defense matrix. Seems like neither team really wants to press W here. Seg on the flank.
I think Pharaoh will be okay with the Bastion as long as she can keep her distance.
Well, as you say that, Polar Mountie gets a Discord onto Aquamarine, who was completely alone, no support from his teammates, and he will fall like a pyramid of tin cans. As you see at the grocery store, you know. But space here, they've got the point, and they're just commanding space here. Sombra, he's really trying just to divert attention away, as Ryjets, he will charge off the map, perhaps a little too overeager with that shift button. Red team, they're a little scattered here. Seg will find a kill onto Papa Unico on the Pharah here, so perhaps an opening. Aquamarine is just firing away with the Bastion.
They're going to have to pocket that Bastion hard, which they're having a hard time doing.
Yeah, as you say, they are having a hard time, but he did break the Rhine Shield, and perhaps an opening here for Red team. Value out of these flanks, and an EMP comes through. Ryjets will charge and kill his opposite number in Sputnik on the Reinhardt, and Red team going up in the kill feed. Aquamarine did get value out of that Bastion, breaking down the Rhine Shield. They had an opening for Red team to push through. Ryjets gets the charge onto his opposite number, Sputnik. He'll retake the point here. Both Reinhardts have Earth Shatters, so Troll, it's going to be interesting to see this Reinhardt mind game. The team comes into this next approach.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see who strikes first with an early pick, and hopefully maybe catch one of the Rhines with their shields down.
We'll see what happens as both teams have a trove of ultimates here to work with. This is going to be a cataclysmic fight. The Graviton Surge will be the first to come through. Defensive rocket barrage from Papa Unico gets the job done. He finds Seg and manages to force away Red team before they can capitalize on the Graviton Surge. Blue team is storming onto the point here off the back of Papa Unico. He's landing those rockets with the help of discording targets. And that is about as clean a team wipe and a point flip as you will see. Just as back and forth here on University as we were on Gardens. Team blinks first here. Aquamarine will respawn. He's sticking to the Bastion even as they lose control of the point. He does have that ultimate, so we'll see if he can get some value out of it. As Red team
Sombra's back on point. Kind of backdoor. I think she's looking for a quick EMP.
And Earth Shatter, which will allow Aquamarine to follow up with the Bastion ultimate.
Misses the charge.
Charge, as you say, and Aquamarine, off the back of Ryjets' huge Earth Shatter. And as we mentioned, which Reinhardt will be the first to blink in this mind game, as we so often see with the Reinhardts and their Earth Shatters. Red team will come onto the point.
We still have three ults. We do have Grav Shatter and Deadeye versus Nano Coalescence and EMP, so this should be interesting.
Red team here.
Red team should be able to maintain just popping an EMP. There it is.
Comes that EMP. A lot of members affected of Blue team, and Aquamarine, he will just shred right through Sputnik, who's caught out of position without his team. Coalescence just washing down Buzz here. Buzz is half HP. He's got the Graviton Surge, but there's not much he can do with it. He's forced back. His team is forced back there, just falling to the turret of Aquamarine. Not much he can do.
They don't know. They don't know they're underneath in the stairs.
That looks like it's going to be it. Buzz is going to be alone here on the point. He lands a Graviton Surge and he will kill Icarus, but there's just not much he can do. His team is just...
Here comes Zen.
They're all flowing down. Zooming out onto the point. Desperation mode here.
And that's going to be it.
It just is a... Earth Shatter. Much Blue team can do there at the very end. They just got staggered one after the other. Couldn't get a clean disengage with a strong 2-0 lead here. Both points have been very back and forth, very hard fought for Red team. So not out of the realm of possibilities for Blue team to bring this back, but they're going to have to be a little more coordinated, and they're going to have to limit their mistakes if they're going to... what do you think? Aquamarine sticking with this Bastion, it seemed to have worked on University. Do you think that they can replicate that success here on City Center?
This map's a little bit more open. As I said again, as long as Pharah keeps her distance, and now that she has a Mercy with her, she should be okay. They're really going to have to protect. they're really going to have to protect the Bastion because that's their sole defense there, as far as DPS. As blue team has the Genji and the Pharah.
C pocket going to be invaluable for Papa Iniko here, as you mentioned. Taking control of this high ground here, and they find a dive target. They will dive onto Aquamarine on the Bastion, and that's going to be the teeth of their attack. Just as you mentioned, they couldn't keep him alive, and blue team with the early advantage. Rajets goes for a charge, and he will charge Sputnik, but now he seems to have joined his flanking Moira here. Kills trading back and forth. A very disorganized, disjointed fight here to start off. Akbot goes low on the Mercy, and he will fall to the Hammer of Rajets. Polar Mountie with a double kill, channeling his Inter Neptuno. He's landing headshots, but he will get absolutely obliterated by the charging Rajets. To trade back and forth, and neither team has captured the point here. Aquamarine on the Bastion is back in the fight, and he is laying down a ton of damage. Very, very low. He has to kite away, but he is alive for the moment, and blue team has taken control of the point. Seg here on the Sombra, he looks like he wants to track down Sputnik. He will locate away as the support comes through for blue team and their tanks, but a very, very tit-for-tat fight there. Easily could have gone in the favor of red team.
Yeah, all Rajets needed to do was back up. They had Aquamarine in position, set up, but he had no defense with him.
It seems like Rajets has been a little disjointed with his team.
Yeah. I think if Ryjet would have backed up, I think things may have gone a little differently at the beginning.
The team trying to re-engage here off the back of some ultimates. EMP comes through, which means Aquamarine is going to have no shields or defense matrix or any kind of ultimate to shoot through here, and they will get the kills off of some here. As Buzz gets popped out of the mech, Papa Iniko is all alone up in the skies on the Pharah. He will back away and rejoin his team. Much effect he can have. Aquamarine here on the Bastion is set up now that they've managed to flip the point. He is set up here on the high ground, so he will have free fire unless blue team can get in his face. They have ultimates here for blue team.
Pap is doing a good job keeping his distance from the Bastion.
They do seem to have been stalemating for most of this fight, you know, respecting each other's distance. Comes through for blue team as they are getting the kills. Floofy doing an excellent job. He's getting the pocket from his Mercy and the sound barrier keeping him alive there as blue team will flip the point back in relatively clean fashion. Only 30% accrued here for red team. Aquamarine making an interesting switch onto the Reaper. He is now off the Bastion. The team tries to engage here and help them gain some position and take space against blue team, or if he'll press his shift key and charge in as he has done most of this map. A 1-for-1 trade early on here, but Icarus falling on the enemy means the red team has no healing. It doesn't seem to matter though, as their DPS is getting the job done. Seg and Aquamarine combining for a couple kills here. Numbers advantage for red team as Buzz gets popped out of the mech. And it seems like red team will flip it back once more in rather hasty fashion. A lot of value out of these hacks. He's in good position, and now he's got the EMP in hand here. It looks like red team is primed for a long and strong defense here. If blue team can't crack this defense, and that will be a 3-0 victory for red team. But he finds Weaver for press on the Zarya. Start in center here. But doesn't seem like there's enough follow-up on it. Red team is kind of scattered a little bit. Aquamarine pops that Death Blossom, and a double support Sunday here as Polar Mountie and Akvod on the Lucian Mercy will go down. He can outlast, but Overzealous on the Moira will fall. It's a very back and forth affair here. Ryjet swinging away with that Reinhardt hammer. Here comes the Dragon Blade for Floofy. If he can get a lot of value out of this, perhaps winnable for blue team, but he will have to just be happy with the Ana. A lot of members of blue team caught in the Graviton Surge. Sputnik is a little late with the Winston bubble to protect his teammates. Members of blue team falling left, right, and center. Red team approaching 99%. It's like there's no members of blue team here to even contest the point. And this map, it seems like we'll go out not with a bang, but with a whimper to just barely get on the point. Polar Mountie gets hacked out of the sound barrier there. That is absolutely massive. Seg doing an incredible job, a timely hack there. Perhaps blue team could have mounted a strong contest there, but Seg cuts the legs out from underneath blue team, hacks Polar Mountie mid sound barrier, and that is going to be stage and the map for red team there. Huge play from Seg right at the end there. And red team, though each map seems to be a back and forth affair, red team of maintaining composure, and they will win the map. The game here was this Graviton Surge. Ryjet swinging away with that Reinhardt hammer. Team with a 3-0 victory here. Okay.
What's it gonna take for you to ever let it go? You got a dark side hiding like a ghost. But if you let me see through, I promise I will keep you close. Underneath the surface fire below, shadows
stay here when we could run free? Who would we be if you weren't with me? No, never going home again. We're like animals in the dark. Where we live, I make pretend. Let's get lost forever. Why should we stay here when we could run free? Who would we be if you weren't with me? No, never going home again. We're like animals in the dark. Where we live, I make pretend. We're lost forever. We're lost forever. We're lost forever. We're like animals in the dark. No, never going home again. We're like animals in the dark. Where we live, I make pretend. Let's get lost forever. We're like animals in the dark. We're like animals in the dark.
Anybody out there? Does anyone read me? There's something out there.
Why should we stay here when we could run free? Who would we be if you weren't with me? No, never going home again. We're like animals in the dark. Where we live, I make pretend. We're lost forever. We're lost forever. We're lost forever. We're lost forever.
Everybody, welcome back as we journey to Eichenwald here. My name is Yaku, and I will be bringing you the action.
Hello.
And I'm
Oh,
joined
and
by
I'm Sputnik. I'll be helping bring the action as well.
So as we as teams get set up here, we got red team attacking first and blue team defending. Torbjorn here to start off. How effective do you think that might be to begin with, Sputnik?
It's interesting. You normally, if you're gonna run a Torbjorn, you normally would run the Orisa on this point, I think. I wonder if the shield play that you might want with the Ryan and Zarya is gonna synergize well with this Torbjorn pick on this point.
Well, we'll see. We've seen Josh 89 on this Reinhardt here, and If he doesn't get the support from his team, he can be overwhelmed by Monkey Prince, his counterpart. So we'll see how Monkey Prince diverts his attention if he wants to divert his attention to the Reinhardt battle, or if he wants to keep his Torbjorn up. So it'll be interesting to keep an eye on Monkey Prince here, as they are showing San on the Symmetra here.
I don't know. Josh 89 has a reputation of being a very aggressive Reinhardt, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays into the Torbjorn pick on the other team.
Poured up onto the high ground here, as they are just going for it. Red team, they're taking space. Monkey Prince is giving them the space.
Oh,
Find an early kill onto San on the Symmetra here, so that teleporter, a cheeky idea, but it seems to be for naught here.
Ryjet's
Red team, they're getting for respawn.
sort of going in alone, and now Red team is
Just
holding
trying to
fast
bully
at the
Monkey
choke
Prince here.
point. They're trying to Symmetra out again, and two members of the Red team are going in, while the rest of them stick back. Now
It
overzealous.
seems like Red team is a little scattered here.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah,
popped
I'm not sure if the DPS choices are really a good choice in this situation here. I think you want something with a little more pushing, like straight pushing power to try and get past this.
The Torbjorn turret is doing a great job of commanding space and sight lines, and it just seems like Red team, they can't stick together. They get a little scattered. A late nano boost here onto Monkey Prince, as he is going deep right up to the spawn door.
The entire team, they're going full selfless here.
They're going full selfless, as you say. His team is there to support him, though. They do have a bit of a setup here with the turret, as it's diverting attention. The turret will fall as Red team charges up to this bridge here. Blue team seems to be intact here. They've got a bevy of ultimates to defend here. Graviton Surge comes in, a flanking grab. Dragon Strike to follow. All the Q buttons going in for blue team. They got 2 kills. Not a full team wipe, but it seems like it's enough to repel Red team back to their spawn door. And most efficient fight for blue team, but it will be a team fight win nonetheless.
I'm not sure if the... What were we saying? Oh. I'm not sure if the Molten Core was really necessary there. I think Grab Dragons could have gotten it done if they followed it up correctly.
Prince up here on the high ground. He wants to get the sneak scatter, but he's not. He's in mid charge, and he can't get his shield up to protect his team from the self-destruct. A double kill there for Ryjets as he follows up with a kill onto Briggsy here on the Ana. It seems like this is Red team's opportunity here to get on the point. They're getting the kills, 1 tick taken, and Overzealous, the only member of Red team to fall, he will get rezzed and is back up on his feet. That Symmetra shield doing a great job of separating members of blue team from Red team.
We're sticking. It appears that they're sticking with this Symmetra here. I wonder if they're going to use this to try and take the castle high ground proactively.
Perhaps
Maybe
as they work through the portcullis here. That fight, it seemed like Monkey Prince, he got a little cocky. He got a little too big for his britches. He wanted to drop down on Red team and get the flank shatter, but it didn't work out. His team died to the self-destruct. But 2 early kills here for blue team.
So Red team just attempted a high ground dive onto castle using the Symmetra teleporter. Unfortunately, they mistimed it. So Trash Panda was up there all by himself, and he got wrecked. And
you gotta wonder how long Trash Panda wants to stay on this Symmetra.
I mean, it has some interesting applications. I guess a teleporter would have some interesting applications here on second for the high ground, I guess, but I just don't think it's worth it for the relatively weak base kit of Symmetra in this situation.
I have to agree with you, Sputnik. It doesn't seem like Red team is coordinated enough to get the max value out of it, and as you say, a litany of ults. The Oath comes through. Didn't see how many he caught. It looks like a couple members of the Red team down. As the Nano Boost comes through onto Monkey Prince, he goes charging in, and he lands a charge onto Ryjets, who gets popped out of the mech. He's swinging away. He's getting the support from his team, and blue team just commanding space right now. Off the back of a misfire from Monkey Prince, they unlocked point A, but this payload is grinded to a halt here by the portcullis. What's it going to take for Red team to bust through here as Trash Panda switches off the Symmetra?
Finally, going over to the Hanzo, I think that's a much better choice here. Maybe try and out-duel Gooch Freak. It should be a pretty decent check to the Torbjorn. Either way, though, the ult advantage is definitely in favor of the blue team.
comes the Graviton Surge. It's got Troll Smurf locked in at the portcullis, and the Dragon Strike and Molten Core come through. A lot of kills there for red team, or for blue team, I should say.
I mean, it definitely worked, but you gotta wonder if they needed all of those ults. They had a definitive ultimate advantage. Now it's a little less clear who has the advantage. I would actually say it's in favor of the red team. Not sure they actually needed to do all of that. Maybe the red team has an opening here. Trying to open it up with the Riptire.
If he can find a couple, at least 1 or 2 picks with this Riptire, it can be an opening here for red team. Blue team trying to kite it back. But Josh 89 dives in, he popped his ultimate, no value gained from the Riptire, but Josh 89 is creating a lot of space here, but he is all by himself, no support from his team.
Absolutely destroyed by the back line of all things. And without their main tank, this is... Yeah, red team is just poking right now. I don't think they're coordinating their aggressive plays well enough, and then when they do coordinate, they don't push in as well as they should. So they're in this kind of weird stalemate where they can't get anything done, and they're just leaving themselves open to the blue team. Rydjets gets staggered like crazy.
Red team, they're gonna have some support ultimates to work with here. Omega, if he can land a sound barrier, a timely sound barrier, perhaps he can keep his team alive.
But
Graviton Surge comes through,
really
spot.
eat it.
Through, keeps his team alive from the Dragon Strike for the moment, but they're just completely separated from their backline. No healing available.
Oh man!
Drops a big Earth Shatter, 3 members down.
Shatter, and this is.
Seconds left, and they're getting health.
Looking too good. Oh man, and the insult to injury charge onto the Diva. Molten Core coming through.
At this point, overtime not even able to be triggered. Red team can't get onto the payload, and that's going to be the end of the push for red team here. They held a stout defense. Misplay from Monkey Prince. Red team was able to capture A, but they aren't able to push the cart terribly far. And this looks to be a very winnable game here for blue team. What's it going to take for red team to hold blue team to a point A full hold here? What's it going to take, Sputnik?
I think what red team is going to need to do is they're going to really need to take advantage of the team coordination that just wasn't there in the first round. They weren't coordinating well enough in the first round. If they do that again, they'll be in a really rough time in this one. I'm interested to see what composition they bring out.
Looks like they are opting for a double main tank defense here with Trash Panda on the Bastion.
I'm hesitant. Like, obviously these kind of cheesy comps are a lot of fun, but you have to wonder in a situation like this, if point A gets taken, they may not have enough time to switch off of this to a more optimal comp, thanks to the fact that the cart was stopped in a really weird spot, but even before it rounded the second corner. So this is a very all or nothing approach that they don't really have time. They won't really have time to adjust if this goes awry.
Buzz on the last round on the Zarya, he was getting major value out of his Graviton Surges, and this is a composition for red team, it looks like, that is designed to stay together as a unit, as a death ball, and build up to that Graviton Surge and get them all clustered together. That can be a huge opportunity for blue team to just, go ahead and wipe the entirety of red team. So we'll see. They're playing a dangerous game here, especially with no Diva to eat the Graviton Surge. Early wall comes through to allow blue team to take some space. Monkey Prince has no shield now, as Trash Panda did burn through it on the Bastion, but
I like the Mace a lot.
Yeah, we're taking space here.
The May is a great choice here, able to cut off the damage from the Bastion, who is obviously the main damage source, or maybe even boost him up over the shields to leave him open for an extra attack.
As you said, the May wall is getting a lot of value. They're sectioning off the Bastion, and now it's just Overzealous here, all by his lonesome here on the Mercy. He will fall a very cold death here, as May Best Girl on his, as his name suggests, on this May. Getting value out of the wall, ending the icicles.
And now here's what I was afraid of. The red team had to throw away all the ults that they had thanks to that interesting composition that just isn't going to work for this. They got split spawned horribly on the respawn, and now it's even worse thanks to the fact that both tanks were down and trolls down as well.
You say some really late or early, depending on how you view it, kills here for red team, as poor Omega gets solo shattered by Monkey Prince, who will charge in and get himself a support double kill here. It seems like this payload is just gonna stroll in unimpeded completely. Josh 89
That
here on
team's
Reinhardt.
gonna get a contest, but they're all over the place. This is just trickling right now. Yeah, this isn't looking good. That split spawn really was the nail in the coffin. The red team just wasn't able to mount any sort of defense. This grab is gonna wrap it up, I think.
I can contest. And
Yeah.
as you said, celebratory Earth Shatter for Monkey Prince as blue team with as easy a win in Overwatch as you will see. Answers there as a dominating performance here in the May. The attack May, as you said, was tremendous at sectioning off the Bastion. Not able to get the kills for blue team.
Right. Okay. I'll be back. I'm gonna res the teams.
Impatience is growing and growing, and our frustration is showing, it's showing. But yeah, we keep going and going. But it's fair, not forever. We've done it over and over. Will we ever reach the end? How do we get through the night? Or do we have to fight? Awake ourselves, stop the willing night. Maybe we can redefine what it means to get in time. Now we take the chance to fight the fight we seek. We can make a getaway. Understand this the end. Maybe we can break away if we stand. Better way before we surrender. Better way before we surrender.
Initiating match.
Welcome back, everybody. My name is Yaku. Welcome back,
I'm
everybody. My name's
Sputnik.
Yaku. Joining me is Sputnik once again. Oh,
All right.
And I am Zell. How is it going?
wonderful, wonderful. Thank you all for joining us as we got some more Overwatch action coming your way as we head over to Horizon Lunar Colony as blue team and red team are tied 2-2 so far to this point. And we just watched a dominating performance from blue team over red team on Eichenwald, and red team can respond, as blue team rather is showing a Bastion here on defense to start off. Wasn't effective last round on Eichenwald. Do you think they can get value out of it this round? And if they do, what's going to be, how do they do it?
Well, one of my favorite strategies that I saw in a pro game recently was during the California Cup when the Shock ran a Bastion on HLC against the Valiant. And the way they did it was they set up the Bastion on one side, where Magic Turtle is right now, set everyone else up on the other side, and then put the Diva in the middle, needing so that she could assist whichever side got dived. And it worked really, really well. So if they can pull something like that off, maybe. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with this. They're not doing that. They're just
like reflexes from Omega, if that's going to be the case, as he is on the opposite high ground, like you mentioned, from the Bastion setup. We'll see how red team approaches here. They've spotted the Bastion now.
Well.
Magic Turtle with an early pick on the Briggsy here, and blue team is just going to collapse on red team here. It looks like as red team pushes on without their Ana, they're missing a lot of heals here.
Yeah, I don't know about pushing in with Justers and Yada. They seem to be just kind of tentatively poking. Gooch Freak is going on a sneaky flank underneath, and actually Diva's on the point.
Is on the point, but blue team is going to turn around and try and face her. Forced off the point very quickly. But blue team, they're giving up space here. They're allowing Floofy on the Reinhardt to walk through this upper room here. His team is not really with him though. Polar Mountie gets caught out by Magic Turtle.
Red team is all over the place right now. They're getting dived and just separated. I'm not a fan of this strategy. I think they should have just backed off the moment Briggsy died.
Yeah,
it seemed like they were waffling around. They weren't sure if they wanted to push in or kite back, and that was just their undoing as blue team absolutely farms them there.
Yeah, it's a shame that blue gave away a lot of map control there, but red seemed to squander it a little bit after the Ana get picked off, and somehow pushed a little more after that, and then the Zen got picked off, and it kind of ended from there.
Oh, that's an important pick.
And no res available. That's going to be the core of the blue team defense, but not factual. He's caught out there, and as is Briggsy. Long distance orbs there from Akvat as red team. It seems like every time they have an opportunity to push forward, they fall apart at the seams here.
They should have grouped up a little bit better, really hunkered down behind Floofy's shield, and then try to slowly push in. Oh man, Gooch Freak getting staggered.
Stagger onto Gooch Freak. He's caught out of position here as this is looking really, really rough for red team.
Yeah, lots of the potential of early picks with the Bastion on the blue team, as well as the Junkrat and Zenyatta. It's really these little positional issues that are really affecting red team here.
Oh, okay, forcing out the trance there.
And sending forth there from self-destruct. Nano boost, this is the fight the red team wants, but two get dropped by the Earth Shatter. And Josh89, he can't capitalize there. He gets taken out by Polar Mountie on the Zen. Kills trading here a little bit as red team tries to approach the point, I should say.
But again, they don't have Briggsy. The AK VOD goes down, though. A high-value pick, especially considering that he had trance. And the red team, despite being a little iffy on the coordination side, may have broke. Oh, Molly may have spoken too soon.
They had the opportunity here, but Magic Turtle, he's just laying down the nades with he's completely unmolested here. He is forced to kite back though, as Mello is here on the point by himself.
Oh wow, Shatter
comes through and drops two.
Up, Tire comes through. Magic Turtle was single-handedly keeping the blue team in this. Attack Visor comes out, but here comes the trance. Long point here. Red team didn't finish out the fight. Now the respawns are actually coming through for the blue team. And
it's just an absolute disaster for red team. They had the opportunity there, but Magic Turtle was completely unimpeded, just laying down grenades, and red team fell apart at the seams once again.
Floofy on the switch to the Hammond here, hoping to maybe open up a lane for red team to push in. See a big issue with, they haven't really gotten a good push in, and the time is almost up, and that's really only gives blue team time to rack up ults and have plenty of ultimates to answer whatever pushes that red team have.
Really picks here.
The Hammond.
Sloopy getting the job done. A double support Sunday here as he takes out the back line of blue team. He's doing work on the Hammond. Self-destruct here just for Omega just to get back in the mech. He will pop Mello out of his own mech, but it seems like Omega here is all by his lonesome. There's not much he can do. He will fall, and an overtime first point capture here. God, it seems like all it took for Red Team to capture the point was just to get on it. You know, they were waffling around a little bit. They didn't really commit to any push, and they got picked apart every time. When they just ran out to the point out of desperation, they got the kills and they got the capture here. So as they approach point B, the blue team will have a litany of ultimates to defend here, but
Switching, Polar Bounty switching over to the Brigida. Interesting choice here, given the combo that the red team is running. I suppose it's to protect. Actually, I'm not sure what she's supposed to protect. There's no real vulnerable backline, so it's a really interesting choice.
They might want just a little bit of shield, but the
tire comes through.
Good tire coming
up
through.
the middle there.
Yep. That's all I want.
On the Brigida, as you said. A late nano boost comes through as AO pushing forward with the Reinhardt, but this fight was already won for blue team, so red team will kite away. They will take the consolation prize in the fact that Trash Panda burned through the nano boost, and Omega falls late here on this Diva, so an opening here for red team if they can push through. Gosh89 getting harassed on the left side here by not factual. Attention diverted, I should say, as red team pushes forward.
Red absolutely has the ultimate advantage here, and let's see if they can make a decent push before things even out of it. Oh, some great hits.
There's a double kill for Mello with the self-destruct.
And the self-destruct. Some great...
red team getting the kills here.
Absolutely. And a couple
this is looking good. Weird pulse bomb, but here comes some respawns, but are they going to be quickly? Okay, that
7%
on the point
is how much they've accrued, but blue team is back on the point. They do have numbers here. Magic Turtle with a trap kill onto Gooch Freak. He'll be the first to fall for red team. Red team are still getting the kills, and only a little bit left on this point here for them to capture it. It's all here as the self-destruct comes through from Omega. He finds the kill onto Floofy, so blue team are getting the kills. Akvod comes back with the rally on the Brigida here. Rally popped for Polar Mountie as well, but the respawns are heavily favoring blue team.
Absolutely, and
from not factual, it gets eaten by Omega.
For the longest time on this push, Briggsy got picked off early and lost some really meaningful heals, so that takes away a lot of sustain on Red's attack.
Yeah.
And after that, along with the respawns by blue, they can slowly retake the point.
Just trading back and forth. No team really giving up on this fight. Red team
should
still
probably
in it. They want
back
it.
out now.
Feels like they're just throwing resources into a lost fight here, and they will finally kite away. That's a textbook example of a 2CP lull if ever I saw one.
Yeah.
You got the nano boost.
98.6% on that cap.
Brig got the nano boost from Trash Panda. Any of the rally, that's about as unkillable a hero as there is in Overwatch, and they managed to stabilize blue team.
We got some heroes
miraculously. Well, he takes himself out with the pulse bomb. A pyrrhic victory though, as he does kill AO.
And red team is just aborting.
Red team really needs to find a good way to group up. It seems like there are people attacking from multiple positions, and they're just slowly getting picked off one by one.
20 seconds remaining here as red team is getting pushed back to their spawn. It's going to be a desperation overtime push as it was on A. Maybe they can make some magic happen.
Red will have a slight ult advantage.
Will have a slight ult advantage, as you say. Early coalescence comes through, as was the rally. Ultimates flying left, right, and center for red team. The Earth Shatter drops 2 down main, but they're still healthy and on their feet. Self-destruct on the point here for Mello. Red team are getting the kills.
Weird reversal. Oh, Death Loss.
Ultimate comes through from Magic Turtle. He gets 2 support.
Onto the healers.
Absolutely, both supports and a valuable DPS in Genji. Now both DPS and healers are gone, and that's essentially the end now. great recovery by blue team on really the only meaningful push that red had, and managed to survive. Only 98%, 98% taken by red team there.
As we switch sides here, that was very, very nearly a double cap for red team. Not factual on the tracer to get in the back line and really be a thorn in the side of blue team. It just seemed like his team couldn't coordinate with him when he was getting picks here, but a very winnable game for red team if they can mount a defense here. Essentially, 2 points is what blue team will need to win. What's the win condition here for blue team, Zell, as they approach here? It looks like they're showing Josh 89 on the Reaper to start off.
Reaper is
to do here to break through.
Reaper is a great is a great character for getting some early picks if they can push into whatever defensive that red team might have. I feel like the longer that Reaper stays in the fight, the better chance that blue has to winning the fight and getting on the point.
Speaking of the red team defense, we seem to have a Torbjorn on here, sort of an Horizon Lunar Colony staple on defense, you could say, especially with the burst seal. You normally see it with an Orisa, so it's going to be interesting to see how they play this.
Yes, a really interesting cactus comp by blue team here. It seems like they ideally they would move as a unit, and if red team has any inkling of pushing into them, I feel like that is a great opportunity for blue to get some picks. But let's see if they can manage to win the distance battle, because it seems like they're very close range oriented for the kind of attack they want.
The team here kiting left, they want to get onto the point. They really want Josh 89 to get in his effective range on the Reaper here. He uses his race form early, but they are on the point, and it seems like it's just going to be a brawl here, as Briggsy will be the first one to fall on the Brigitte, and that's a huge value pick for the attackers here. Josh 89 follows up onto Mello. Two picks here for blue team and a tick taken. Red team, they're scrambling a little bit. They need to get onto the point here, Sputnik.
Yeah, that was textbook from the blue team on that one. They're pushing through, essentially ignoring the Torbjorn, which is consistent but unspectacular damage, and then just brawling through with a team comp that is made to 10. They're actually trying to do the same thing. Red team is still on this composition. Oh, Guthrie getting Omega is a pretty big blow.
Finding Omega and a follow-up kill on the Magic Turtle. 2 tanks down for blue team. That's going to be all their ability to take space. It's just the DPS and supports here with nothing to protect them. Josh 89 is the recipient of a nano boost, but there's not much he can do there. He's just going to get swarmed by red team, and that is going to be a clean wipe to what is going to have to be a stout defense. 6 minutes 30 seconds here left for blue team.
If there's any consolation for the blue team there, it was that both Valk and Graviton were used in what may not have been necessary fashion. So you actually, I think you're pretty happy with that if you're the blue team. You got, sure, you lost a little bit of momentum, but you got 2 great ultimates out of the way. And now,
pressing his shift button, he charges in, follows up with a massive earth shatter onto the back line of red team. It looked like 3 members down, and he's just swinging away with this Reinhardt shield. Red team, they're in trouble here. They've got members falling left, right, and center. Briggsy pops the rally to get back into the fight quickly, but she's going to be all alone when she gets back. Shreds her right down.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. The shatter coming.
Actual attack visor, I should say.
Oh, and he charged straight through.
Enough. Blue team is going to cruise to an easy victory once again. Horizon Lunar Colony going the way of blue team.
Absolutely.
Off the back of Magic Turtles.
Play of the game.
Absolutely. It was all about individual plays on this map. It was really the plays by Floofy, as well as Not Factual, to capture the first point and get some good positioning on the second point. But red team really never showed the opportunity to work as a team and really sustain themselves. It was really on the back of a couple really good plays on their push. But it seemed like red team had a lot better game plan and managed to use their composition for the highest potential. That was dope.
We'll be going to
Now it ain't a long way home, a long way home, no. Stars and moon, can you hear me calling? Just shouting out loud, spinning out in the great unknown. You got me way up high and there ain't no falling. Zero gravity with you here and I won't let go. I've been running a mile just to find my feet. Just finding a place where my heart can breathe. And all I know is holding you close, now you're here with me. Now it ain't a long way home, a long way home, no. Now it ain't a long way home, a long way home, no. Lost at sea, ain't no hope of rescue. Floating out here, set adrift on the big wide blue. I don't need no key if I'm right here with you. Now, I don't wanna get found as long as I'm lost with you. I've been running a mile just to find my feet. Just finding a place where my